Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. This is Oceana Tarot. My name is Catherine, and I have a 3-card spread for you today. Excuse my voice, I don't know what's going on. It's been going on for a little while. Some days it's better than other days. Today it's obviously bad. Okay, so the first card is in the last 6 months or so, be the past. The second card is now, the present, until about 6 months in the future, and the third one is, 6 months to maybe 2 years into the future. Okay, so we'll get started. So, the first card, the Six of Earth. Hope you can see that properly. So, this card talks about charity and accepting help for help of money, or giving help or money. Maybe in the past 6 months you were in a position to help people, help other people. Maybe they were asking for help and you had the funds and the ability and the time to help them. Or you needed help yourself. And this card talks about asking people, like not being afraid or feel like you're begging other people to help you. It's actually saying that there are ways, like in this day and age, we have ways of asking people for money, via GoFundMe page or something like that, or asking your parents for help or a loan, without it feeling like you're begging, you're asking for help or you're asking to be lent the money, but you're going to give it back. So this card says, don't be afraid to ask people for help, So maybe in the last 6 months you needed someone's help, and you asked, you wanted to take up something and you asked your family or a close friend if you could borrow off of them, or they would help you get this thing up and running. Something, and it's Earth, so this is Pentacles. This is gaining stability in some sort of way, like stability in your life. So there was obviously something in the last 6 months that you needed help with, or you were in a place to help other people, which is quite beautiful, and it's really nice that you did that for them. Or it's nice that they did that for you. So the next one is the present to, a few months to 6 months or so into the future. So let's see what's going on right now. Okay, so we have the Three of Fire. Wow, so this tells me that you did something right, because it talks about reaping the rewards of effort. It's fire, so it talks about passion. This card is saying you made a passionate decision that led you to where you are now. Maybe you took up a hobby or you needed help to get things going, and that's why we have the Six of Earth. Maybe you wanted to take up some sort of hobby. You found that you were passionate about it and you needed the loan or the GoFundMe to get this up and running. And with passions, this is always something that not only helps us, but helps other people too. Like when I take up something I'm very passionate about, I become very happy. And in turn, my whole family, like my whole home, just seems better than when I'm sitting there watching Netflix all day doing nothing with my life. And if I ask my dad for help to get something, and then I receive that thing, he gets to feel really good, because now look where I am because he helped me. If I lend someone money so they can get their business up and running, when their business is like striving and I walk in and it's just so beautiful, I look at it like, wow, I helped this person get here. And look, I helped all these people that are coming into this, his beautiful shop. I helped all of them. So I think that this is really saying that you've come to a place where you've made decisions based off of stuff that you were passionate about. And no matter what it is, like, no matter what, passions will always drive you and everyone around you. And I think this goes so perfectly well with the Six of Earth, because clearly you got help from somebody. And like my story just now, when they see that you're doing so good and they have, they see that they helped you with this, that's just so amazing. So, and fire, like this is long-term plans. This is something that's going to last for a long time, because you've put the plan and the effort into it. And three is like celebrating, coming to a place where you've grown in some way. So that's so beautiful. I'm really happy for you. Okay, wow. So we have the Six of Water. That is cool because the Six of Water tells me that whatever it is that you are so passionate about is carried from something from your childhood. Maybe it's like music, maybe you like to write or sing songs and you're writing about memories that are close to your heart, things that were like terrible or things that were beautiful, or maybe you're painting things that, in that sort of manner. Um, this card is sentimentality, it's kind feelings, it's helping people, mainly children, or like helping people in a way that you would help a child, like how you bring lots of love and joy and patience into the teaching. That's what this is. It's, when you teach a child, you bring that sort of level of understanding and care. And maybe you've brought this to yourself and you've taken this approach in life because you're feeding that child in you. And maybe you've taken up school teaching for like kindergarten, or I'm thinking like, I'm feeling class 2 or 3, grade 2 or 3, I mean. Maybe you're in classroom 2 or 3. I don't know where that came from, but this is what I'm getting. And maybe things are just showing up in movies or like songs or shows that remind you of your childhood. And maybe you're like, hey, I should play that for the class. Like, I'm sure that would be a really good experience. This is cool because the other day I was thinking about things that my niece watches, and I was thinking about, when I watch a show or a movie, I go, wow, hey, that was such a good experience. Like, that was such a good teaching. You start to realize that in movies and shows, they're actually teaching you something so amazing. Like, I watch my niece, she's watching a show, and it seems like, you know, one of the kids is being like mean and nasty to the other, and then the other one is sort of like, I'm not talking to you now. And it's kind of funny, and you really, we learn to not take that approach in the end. But by the end of the episode, the kids come to an understanding. They start to realize, hey, maybe I was wrong. Maybe, like, let's be friends. One of them offers them something like an ice cream cone, and then the others are like, okay, yeah, we're best friends now. So I just think maybe it's something like that where, you're watching shows and you're being reminded of your childhood, and maybe things that were painful to you, maybe like relationships, or maybe, your family life. Maybe had a parent that drank a lot or something. But now you're getting past these little things, as it's like coming to a place where, you feel like your childlike self again. And I'm really not getting I'm really getting like a positive vibe about it. Like almost like kids laughing and eating ice cream. And yeah, maybe you are like running your own daycare at home, and I see the TV playing, and there's lots of the kids are running around, they're all happy and they're eating ice cream. And then maybe that's you. Maybe you're like going on dates and like grabbing ice cream. Ice cream has been my thing, so this is pretty neat. Like, I'm realizing I wanted to go for ice cream yesterday. I went for ice cream the day before. It was like 9 p. It was 10 p.m. and I went to Dairy Queen for ice cream. So, yeah, um, yeah, that's awesome. So that is the next 6 months to 2 years from now. So that is super awesome. So that could not even sort of be like taking place yet. That could be like in the future. But starting with that Three of Fire, something you're passionate about, that's great. I have one more card for you. I felt drawn to this. This was the top card, and I took it out and I placed it, and let's see what it is. It's the Five of Earth. Okay, so this is minor money troubles. It's health problems. It's sort of feeling like an outsider because it talks about fears regarding money, but this is talking about your relationship with money. What kind of relationship do you have with money? Do you have like a positive, healthy relationship with money? Or do you have negative thoughts and feelings about money? Are you sitting there with, like a swollen, upset leg, and you're thinking, I need to put this and this and this in my body, and I don't have enough money to do that? So the thing about that is there is no reason for you to be ill. There is no reason for God or the universe or any of all of us have angels. All of us have people watching over us. There is no reason for you and money to have a bad relationship. I think that this is a question you maybe should ask yourself. If you have a good experience with money, the more positive experiences you have with money, the more positive of an outlook you're going to have regarding money. That's why people that are rich just get richer and richer. It never stops. And people that are poor get poorer and poorer until the day when they receive that lucky penny. That's when they start to become rich again because they felt rich. And when you place such a meaning on a penny, I saw a dollar heads up. Well, actually, I had some change fall out of my pocket yesterday evening, and I picked it up, but I didn't notice that there was a loonie. So when I came in to go to bed, I noticed it sitting there, and I thought, I'm going to leave you there. I felt like it was this nice loonie heads up on my floor, like, hey, I forgot about you. When I picked up the others, they were all heads up. Well, one of them wasn't, but by the time I had been like, hey, let's check if they're heads up, I had sort of moved it, so I wasn't quite sure if it was heads up, but when I went to go look at it, it was, but I did feel like it originally wasn't, but the others were, so we'll go with that. And, I missed one of them, which was also heads up, and it was so there was a toonie and then there was a couple dimes, and the toonie was heads up and the dime where it was, but the loonie, I feel like that's a new beginning, that's a fresh start where everything is so vibrant and beautiful, like a child, like the the six of water, I meant to say, but maybe, earth, because this is pentacles and we're talking about money here, so maybe it's kind of like that. And it does talk about receiving money and help and whatever from others, but back to this, I picked it up today and I put it on top of my new business cards. And I placed the energy there that, there was a reason why I chose to put the heads up loonie on top of my business cards. Because I said, when I put that there, I was saying, me and money have a very good relationship. And when I say that it's going to do something for me, it does something for me. Just like when I say my best friend is going to help me with something, maybe she will. When you have a good relationship with someone, you do things for each other, right? And money will do something for me if I carry out a good, positive relationship with it. I felt really good about what I did. And that's another thing. When we feel really good about something, there's a reason for that. When you do something, when you text an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, or, you do a drunk text, you get a bad feeling. And when you send a good, healthy text, you get a good feeling. You always receive a feeling based on, each movement that you do in life. Every decision that you make has a good outcome or a bad outcome. And maybe you should take up like affirmations. Like I like to listen to things on YouTube that talk about, they just say lots of good positive affirmations. And the more you do it, the more you get into a habit of, you start to actually feel what you're telling yourself, or, what it's telling your subconscious, because your subconscious is always listening. You know what I think? If any of you sleep with the TV on, like on any channel, whatever, I don't think you should do that. I think you should listen to positive affirmations. I like to listen to ASMR videos. Oh my goodness, ASMR is my life. Like, I'm going to say it's my life, but it is, because sleep is life. When you sleep, you grow, and you sleep, you get to implant your knowledge inside instead of it just like sitting in your skull and killing you. Like, I feel like that was so negative, but it's so true that like when we sleep, when we refresh, So speaking of that, ASMR is a very fabulous thing. If you have not heard of ASMR, you should search ASMR. And yeah, so good feelings about money, lots of positive feelings about money. And don't worry if it takes you a little bit to get there. It took me a little bit, like after a couple weeks, I started seeing a lot of change. But yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I see very positive. I'm sorry if it's kind of dark. I have all the lights on, but it's still pretty dark in here. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever. I hope you enjoyed. Bye!